Well, the coalition is reeling after its defeat on Saturday night, shaping up as one of the worst losses ever. No matter where you look, there is no good news for the Liberal Party. So where did it all go wrong? Sky News political editor Andrew Clennell joins me here at the desk. Andrew, where to start?
Where to start? I knew you were going to say where to start. Look,
it's a good question.
I do know that Labor people were telling me during the campaign that they could win Menzies, Deakin, Bonnet, Banks, Sturt, Brisbane, Griffith and Dixon, and all of which proved correct. I thought I was being spun. And I also know that Liberal people were telling me they could win up to 10 seats, which is clearly patently false. And I am told I can reveal that as recently as last Wednesday morning, Mike Turner from Freshwater, who was their pollster and a pretty green sort of pollster, told a leadership call at 4:30am that they could win up to 72 seats based on their research. Now, they're struggling to win 40, right? So, you know, I'm not sure the Liberal Party spent their money terribly wisely on these pollsters, don't you think?
Oh, God.
Now, we heard from YouGov yesterday with Kieran, and it was quite clear a massive turning point was the work from home. That women didn't like this. They were trying to win the outer suburbs. This policy went down like a lead balloon. You know, I want to play now the door knocks, because the door knocks are so important to how I cover an election. I mean, you might say, why is a political editor out doing that? You know, like basically wearing out a pair of shoes. Well, the reason is because otherwise you end up on the phone to people like Mike Turner or people who talk to him, and you've got no frigging idea what's going on. So anyway, what I found on the door knocks, work from home was massive in Charlton's seat, Andrew Charlton in Parramatta. He also told me that since January, the mood had entirely changed to the electorate. So they were bagging elbow in January, and I couldn't find, for the life of me, a door here where they were bagging Albanese. And then there was Brisbane, where nearly every door, particularly women and young women, were bagging Peter Dutton. And even men were saying he's making lots of mistakes. Now, if I'd just gone on the door knocks, that's why I do them, I would have predicted the result. But I thought maybe this is unrepresentative. You know, these polls are telling me otherwise. So let's play some of the excerpts from the door knocks.
I go 3 days to office, and then the rest of the 2 days I work.
Did you hear Peter Dutton wanted to make public servants go into the office, but he's now reversed that policy? Have you heard anything about that?
Yep, I've heard about it. They're asking people to come to office all 5 days. I'm totally against to that. That's what I can say, because I'm a mom. So pick up, drop off, and whenever they're sick, it works much better when I'm working from home. Otherwise, it's too much of a stress on parent. If they allow us to work from home, that's really convenient. Right. You can't force people to come all 5 days.
We want Anthony Albanese back. We don't want another Trump, so that's what we don't want Peter Dutton back.
Why do you liken Peter Dutton to Donald Trump?
His attitude. His attitude, and then the way he marching towards to, you know, like every time, like, you know, he's trying to echo, like, you know, what Trump says.
All right, the cities have changed. There are more migrants in the city. But I said to Paul Smith yesterday, is that the reason, you know, a lot of the views of migrants were more pro-Labor? Peter Dutton had an anti-migration policy, or it could be viewed that way. And he said no, because a seat like Hughes is in the Shire. So that was work from home, right? So let's have a listen to Paul Smith.
Seats like Banks and Hughes that were not on the Labor Party target list have come in. And it's been because that demographic of people looked at the coalition and said, you don't understand us at work. This is really important. Work from home was a real killer for the coalition. They really need to understand one thing out of this election.
So that issue was the killer?
Oh, it just started to slide down.
In the outer suburban?
Because, look, people in outer suburban city are really having to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. They are really struggling, and one of the things that's helped them is work from home, because a lot of people can juggle things, pick up things from school, do other things. And then once you start to look at somebody and you go, what else is a risk to me? They saw other things in the campaign. They kind of didn't like the connection with Trump.
All right, so if I'm giving medalists for who stuffed this campaign, the gold medal goes to Peter Dutton, the silver medal goes to Mike Turner, and the bronze medal goes to Jane Hume, who didn't even take her proposal on work from home through a shadow cabinet process, as David Littleproud revealed on Sunday Agenda yesterday. And there was even talk Angus Taylor wasn't consulted on it, although I was told this morning that he fervently supported it. obviously this is being weaponised in terms of the leadership contest now. Jane Hume has apparently expressed interest in either the deputy leadership or the Senate leadership, and there are many who feel she's disqualified herself, particularly because also later in the campaign she talked about Chinese spies volunteering for Claire O'Neill, and that went down like a ton of bricks in a lot of the seats where Chinese Australians live and didn't help, particularly in, say, Melbourne's East. So what we've got is a three-way contest, as I've reported yesterday and others have reported. Angus Taylor, I believe he will definitely run. Susan Lee, I believe she will run. Dan Tehan could well run. Is Dan Tehan a compromise candidate, as you mentioned on Sunday Agenda yesterday? So you'd think at the moment Angus is the front runner, but you can't judge these things in black and white, as you know.
Why are you talking about Hastie?
He doesn't want to do it, apparently. He's 42. I guess he's got time on his side. So I haven't spoken to him, though. I'll make an effort to speak to him today.
I mean, I think that's the right thing to do. I'll preface that right straight away. But there is still a view within the Liberal Party that he leans back too far, that he's keeping his powder dry, wants to be drafted in the leadership and begged to do it.
Well, he's 42.
Yeah, sure. But he's 42.
I mean, if we keep the war puns going, he could blow himself up if he ran now, Laura.
Sure, but I think he is. I mean, Howard did it. Howard lost the
yeah, and he was
leadership.
hopeless first time round.
Yeah, that's right, and he came back. I mean,
he was treasurer first.
That's right.
And he wasn't a very good treasurer either, which shows what you could do, doesn't it, really?
Look, if this result tells the Liberal Party anything, is that they need to appeal to younger voters and women.
Yeah.
Anthony,
well, do you think Andrew Hastie will appeal to women?
Andrew Hastie, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, but, I mean, surely you've got to put your hand up. Remind people that you're there.
Oh, I don't know. No, because, I mean, I didn't even realised he was only 42 till this morning. And there's something to be said for keeping the powder dry after a loss like this, I think. Yeah. I mean, I think, Angus Taylor helped make the mess. Perhaps he should wear being leader now. He should suffer the consequence of that.
And in a strategic way, Andrew, you wear the consequences and you also be the guy to wind things back. So say, OK, we've looked at the election result, nuclear obviously is not what Australians want. Whether they waste the next 3 to 6 years trying to get out from under that costings disaster on nuclear, that's what in many ways lost an election. Not nuclear per se, but the cost of it all. They're really going to waste their next 3 years explaining that when they've got to explain so many other things.
All right. Well, you saw there what Paul Smith said. I mean, basically, people weren't thinking much apart from the cost of living's killing us. This Albanese's a bit weak.
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
Then they saw Peter Dutton. No, but hang on, let me speak. Then Peter Dutton was out, and they did work from home. Yeah. Then Trump, and about the same time, Trump had a go at Zelensky, and they went, "We don't want a Trump. We don't want, what are now our basic rights harmed? And we're not working from home 5 days a week. We're doing it 2 days a week. And, we have long commutes. You don't. What would you know? And for a lot of successful women, they actually take a step back in jobs and pay cuts so they can work from home. So that went down like a lead balloon amongst Liberal women as well. And so, as Paul Smith described it, then they said, well, what else is this guy about? Oh, he's about nuclear. Oh, it costs $600 billion. It doesn't sound realistic. Oh, what else is he about? And then it just went from there, and it was like this snowballing effect. And then Jacinta Price comes out and says, make Australia great again, and everyone hates Trump.
Oh, what about Alexander repeating that yesterday? I'm with you.
Yeah. It was funny. Well, at least he wasn't doing it before the election, I guess.
Trying to be funny? I mean...
No, he wasn't. He believes it.
Right? Yeah, but they don't get it. There's no sign that they actually get it.
I mean, 10% of the population would view it the way he views it. So, he's representing them, I guess, in the Liberal right there up in the Senate. But look, the talk is Jane Hume's been trying to do a deal to be Angus Taylor's deputy. And as you can imagine, that is producing quite a lot of consternation because people are saying, well, you were the co-architects of some of this. But the story's out this morning about Peter Dutton allegedly, according to James Campbell, being lied to about polling to keep his confidence up. I mean, wow, what a manure show. The whole thing, really. It's just one of the worst ever campaign performances and policy performances.
Imagine how he'd feel this morning, Peter Dutton, reading that and going, OK, sorry, I was lied to keep my confidence up.